Ever thought about how you'd say what you do for a living in German? It seems simple, right? But what's really cool is that the way a language answers this one little question can tell us something super deep about a culture's view of identity. So let's dive in. All right, first things first, we've got to wrap our heads around a really important cultural idea. In Germany, your job, well, it's not just what you do to pay the bills. It's often seen as a fundamental part of who you are as a person. And here's a great way to think about it. Imagine your job title isn't just some flimsy sticker you can peel off. No. Think of it more like a solid, sculpted name tag that you wear right on your chest. This image is going to be super important, so definitely keep it in mind. And that's really the heart of it all, this fusion of your job and yourself. In Germany, you don't just have a job. In a way, you are your job. It's an identifier, just like your name. And this isn't just some abstract idea. It's actually built right into the grammar of the language itself. Okay, so how does this big cultural idea actually show up in the words people use? Well, it all comes down to a really simple but super important grammatical rule, and it perfectly explains that sculpted name tag concept we just talked about. And here it is, the no article rule. Basically, when you say what your profession is, you drop words like a or an. You know how in English we say, I am a teacher? That little a kind of separates you from the job, right? It puts it in a category. But in German, you just get rid of it, and that closes the distance between you and your profession. This slide just lays it out so clearly. Look at the English side. He is a doctor. She is an architect. Now, check out the German side. The articles? They're just gone. It's not ist ein Arzt. Nope, it's simply ist Arzt. He is doctor. Sie ist Architektin. She is architect. See, it's a direct statement of identity. It's powerful stuff. So thinking about this whole job as identity thing, how do you think you'd ask someone what they do for a living? It's probably not going to be a direct translation of what do you do? You'd ask, what is sind Sie von Beruf? Now, if you translate that literally, it means something like, what are you by profession? Even the question itself frames the job as a core part of who you are. It just keeps reinforcing that cultural idea. Okay, so we've got the main idea down and the no article rule. Now let's add another important layer to this: how German deals with gender in job titles. This is a really key feature of the language. It's not like English, where doctor or teacher could be anyone. In German, it's way more specific. You've got one word for a male professional and a totally different word for a female professional. So let's try to figure this out. The word for a male teacher is der Lehrer. Take a look at that. How do you think you would change it to mean a female teacher? Can you see a pattern emerging? And there you have it. The most common way to do this is actually pretty simple. You just tack on the suffix in to the end of the masculine word to make it feminine. Just look at this table. It makes it all make sense. Lehrer becomes Lehrerin. Sänger, a singer, becomes Sängerin. And sometimes, like with Arzt for doctor, you add an umlaut so it becomes Ärztin. The big takeaway here is how specific it is. If you're a woman who's an engineer, you're not just an engineer, you are an Ingenieurin. Now, of course, like with any language, there are always a few oddballs and some helpful shortcuts to know. So let's just go over a few common ones to make sure you've got the full picture. So, what if you're a homemaker, or you're retired, or maybe you're a student? Well, these roles have their own specific terms too. A stay-at-home dad is a Hausmann, and a stay-at-home mom is a Hausfrau. A retired person is a Rentner or Rentnerin. A university student, student or Studentin. You see, that gendered ending thing still applies. And here's some good news. You'll find a ton of international words for jobs that German has just adopted, things like manager or pop star. And the best part is that in rule for the feminine form, it still totally works. So a female fashion designer is a mode designerin, and a female computer scientist is an informatikerin. All right, so we've gone through the culture, the grammar, the exceptions. Let's put it all together now into a simple guide that you can start using, like, right now. Here we go. 3 super easy steps. Step 1, find the basic masculine word for your job. Step 2, if you're a woman, just add that in suffix. And step 3, say it directly using our no article rule. Ich bin, and then your job title. That's it. It's really that simple. And this brings us full circle, right back to where we started. Remember that sculpted name tag? When you say, Ich bin Lehrer, I am teacher, you are literally attaching that identity right onto yourself. It's such a small change in the grammar, but it has this huge cultural meaning behind it. So, this all leaves us with a really interesting question to think about. We've seen how German grammar reflects a pretty specific view on what a job means to your identity. So, now think about your own native language. What little rules and phrases are hiding in there that reveal how your culture thinks about who we are and what we do?